Hello everyone, Tony here, bringing you a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile video. Today I'm going to be revisiting my Dark Magician deck. I've recently been trying to find a new way to play this deck, or at least a more current version of it, I guess. Like, the previous build I had was fun for the most part, but playing against stuff like Sword Soul, Dragon Link, things like that, it just felt honestly too slow, and I've made some changes to the tempo and overall pacing of the deck. I've taken cards out like Polymerization, Keeper of Dragon Magic, to kind of bring in the Dark Magician to like a newer um, generation, right? So my approach to this deck was more of playing something like Elderlich. So I'm not playing Elderlich in the deck, but that was my mentality. Like, Elderlich tends to have, that was a tongue twister for some reason. Elderlich tends to have like answers to everything that happens, right? So you're able to conquistador certain things. You're able to banish stuff with, I believe it's Halcaro, or is it? I'm pretty sure it's Halcaro. And just the overall search and utility of the deck made the deck consistent, and it's been pretty good now. So initially I was building an Amazement Eldritch deck, but I wasn't too happy with how it was turning out. So that's something I plan on revisiting on my own time. So I'm gonna get into the profile. I do want to apologize for how long it's been since I've uploaded. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been trying to get a podcast together with a couple of my friends. I've been playing and streaming a lot of team fight tactics. So if that's something you guys wouldn't mind seeing on this channel, I wouldn't mind streaming it to the channel, so that way this channel is just not sitting here while I'm putting my stuff together. With that being said, let's get into deck profile. So to start off, we're playing the Elemental Hero Shadows of the deck. 3 Magician's Rod. Um, this card searches literally for anything that says Dark Magician in its card text if it's a spell or trap. Um, this has some fun utility with Eternal Soul and Dark Magical Circle because it lets you recycle itself when it's in a graveyard, and it keeps Dark Magician on the move, which is something that's important so you can spam and abuse um, Magician Dark Magical Circle. 3 Magician Souls. Reprint is finally here, but sadly it's not of a lesser rarity. I'm not sure of the pull rates on this card, so hopefully like the people that want to get this card can get it. Foolish Burial for Spellcaster level 5 or higher. I only play 2 targets in this deck, so you're really going to use this to send Dark Magician Girl and then link off with Magician's Rod or by itself. I do have certain instances where I use this card to draw 2 with Magician's Salvation and Eternal Soul, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, so, Pot of Greed or a Monster Reborn there, link fodder if you need it. It's a good card. So the addition to this deck, and I'm currently playing this 3 Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So this card has some fun interactions with this deck. So in case you don't know what it does, you can reveal the card to your opponent. While it's revealed, your opponent cannot, I believe, destroy set cards, spells and traps specifically. When a set card, spell or trap, is activated, you can special summon him from your hand and set a spell or trap from your deck face down on your field. Destroy it during your next end phase. Well, during the next end phase, not just yours. So you can literally search out every card that you may or may never need for whatever situation that'll happen. I have plenty of targets in this deck that would help me stop my opponent from doing stuff or linchpin certain things. It helps connect certain combos. So yeah, I mean, you can use it to search like Magician's Soul Servant, excuse me. You can use it to search for Magician's Salvation in case you didn't draw it. Like, it's really good. So, and then a 3,000 monster Dark Element if that matters to you in whatever deck you're playing. Overall, it's a really strong card, and it's really good for a deck like this where all your stuff, your power cards come from here. So it's a good way to put a big body on the board and kind of defend, right? So now the 2 dead draws in the game. Well, in my deck, Dark Magician Girl, Red Eyes Black Dragon. So I'm back playing in the Predaplant package in the deck because of taking out Keeper Dragon Magic, so I needed a way to kind of accelerate getting into Dragoon. And I'm not like a fan of having to play both of these, but they serve their purpose for fusion as well as giving Soul Servant an extra draw. 3 Dark Magicians because, this is his deck. Um, I kind of wish I didn't have to play 3. As you see, I'm not playing any Apprentice Illusion Magician. I probably am gonna like try and squeeze her back in, but this is a very like raw build right now, and so far, I haven't felt the need for using her, especially with Magician Souls being able to just pull him or send him like. It almost feels like Princess Illusion Magician's unnecessary. And then, so this is a temporary slot thing. I'm playing 2 Destiny Hero Malicious, 1 Celestial. I currently do not have Plasma, or I'd be playing Celestial and Plasma. I'm not a huge fan of Dasher in this deck. So once I get the Plasma, I'll just take this out, because this is a 41st card. Once I get the Plasma, I'll just take this out and just leave it like this. The issue that I have with like Dasher would be the same thing with Malicious, that it's just a brick when you draw it. But yeah, as you can tell, we're also playing Destroy Phoenix Enforcer in here, so yeah, like you can get a little combo pieces off with him, like, you know, you send him with Fusion Destiny next turn, Banish Malicious, Special Summon Malicious, and then you might get like a link off or something, but overall I do not want to play this. I'm just waiting for my Plasma to come. Onto the spell cards. Break this off. We're playing 1 Secrets of Dark Magic. It's still a really good flex card, but it's not as important to the deck as it was with my previous build, because I'm no longer playing Keeper of Dragon Magic. Before, I would use this to get into Dragoon like that. But because of Keeper kind of being stopped by Effect Veiler, which is very popular now, and Ash Blossom, you didn't want to like lose a resource and not be able to just kind of do anything. So I took that out as well as some of the other cards I was using with him. So I cut this down to 1 despite wanting to play 3 because I love this card. But for right now, 1 will do the job. Red Eyes Fusion because I play Dragoon. Magical Eyes Fusion because it gives me access to my 2nd Dragoon. It also gives me access to the Dark Magicians, Dark Magician and Dragonite. Like, it's still a good card. It's Miracle Fusion for spellcasters. 1 Fusion Destiny because I do play Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, and being able to Foolish Burial 2 Destiny Hero monsters is awesome. So this is where the deck is kind of changed a lot in the rest of the spells. I'm playing 1 Piercing the Darkness. I like the ability to draw a card as well as just getting like a pseudo honest like effect, more like Brave Neos. For using Dark Magician, I did replace my 3rd Dark Magic Circle with this. I do not feel that you need to play more than 1. You might not even need to play this, but I do like the option of drawing cards. Drawing cards is always a good thing for any situation, and you don't necessarily need to build your deck around this at all. You just, as long as you're playing Dark Magician, this card is live. 2 Magician Salvations. I don't see a reason to play 3 of these because Magician's Rod can search this card out. At one point, I was playing Terraforming in this deck, and then it just felt like I was searching for this card far too much. You can literally grab this card with Magician's Rod, Soul Servant, so it felt almost unnecessary. I might try to find a way to like put Terraforming back so that I don't have to rod into this, but this is fine. So in case you don't know what this does, when you activate this card, you can set an Eternal Soul directly from your deck face down, and when you special summon a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, you can target the monster. When it resolves, you special summon the other monster. So if you target Dark Magician, you special summon Dark Magician Girl, vice versa. It's a free +1, so it's like, it also helps making Dark Magician Girl less of a dead card in the deck, but overall, I still do not like that I have to play her. Like, I kind of wish that her Dragonite kind of counted as like her name the same way Dark Magician Dragonite was, and I might just play like Dogmatica to throw her in the graveyard. 2 Dark Magic Circles. This is your Pot of Duality for the deck, and it's removal with Eternal Soul or anytime Dark Magician's special summon. At this point, like, you know, I honestly don't even want to play this card anymore, but because it still offers some good utility, you still kind of have to. 3 Soul Servants, because being able to search for any card that you might need is absolutely important for Dark Magician because he is so support reliant. So this card being able to grab a card from the deck or graveyard, put it back to the top of your deck to set up your next draw is great. Most of the time I do use this, I tend to set this, reveal Lord of Heavenly Prison, and then on my opponent's turn, I activate it, like whether they try to space it or if it goes into the end phase and then never touch it, I activate that. I'll set something for my deck. Most of the time it'll be like a maybe like a Pot of Prosperity or something, which is coming up next. So yeah, I am playing 3 Pot of Prosperities. This is probably gonna be taken out of the deck at some point. I do like being able to search for like missing pieces and stuff. So it's like I'm kind of at like a fork in the road, if you will, because it's like where I do the games where I do draw this, and I'm able to like get the extra piece that I might be missing, or get a piece that will be useful on the next turn, or the turn after or whatever. It's nice because you kind of cherry pick, right? The problem that I have is that I'm perfectly capable of winning the game without this card. So then it just kind of feels like this card sits here where this could probably be like maybe another trap card, maybe some hand traps. So it's like I'm kind of like iffy on this card, but and then with Dark Magician, your extra deck tends to be kind of important. So most of the time, if I do play it, I do only play 1, maybe 2 during the game max. And then I'm only banishing 3 cards each time, right? But yeah. So you banish the top 3. Well, no, I'm sorry. You choose 3 or 6. You banish that many cards from your extra deck face down. Remember, your opponent can't look at them, and you look at the top 3 cards. You activate them. Add 1 to your hand, put the other 2 to the bottom of your deck, and you can't draw for the rest of the turn. So that's the other thing to remember. So if at any point you drew a card during your turn, you can't activate this. So that's kind of like the other issue too. So if I have Piercing Darkness on the field, and I summon Dark Magician and draw off it, I can't use this card for the turn. So, I mean, that's a very minor issue, but it's just I might just find something different. Maybe I'll replace this with Droplet or hand traps. Like I said, like this right now is like a flex pick almost. Let's get to this first because this is part of the deck. 3 Eternal Souls. You search this now with Magician's Salvation instead of Magician's Rod. One thing I like to do, especially if I have a second copy of either Magician's Salvation or Eternal Soul in hand, is I'll activate this, set it, and then with Magician's Soul, I'll send both to the graveyard and draw 2 off that, right? So it's like a quick deck thinner because you just took a card out your deck and then you took another 2 cards with Magician's Souls right after Foolish Burialing a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl. So there's like a lot of little cute tricks you could do with this. Protects your Dark Magician monsters from all effects. I'm no longer playing Dark Magic Attack. It's again like it just feels too slow, and Yu-Gi-Oh's a little faster now than when I previously made that video. But yeah, so the last no, I have another set of traps, but I do play 3 Ice Dragon's Prison. This this assists me in beating Sword Soul. It also helps me beat certain mirror aspects. So if I'm playing against somebody, burn their Dragoon negate. This gets rid of Dragoon. It's also pretty strong against Adamantipator too. If you go first and you have this set, provided that you don't let them get their negation on field first. You just kind of want to be interruptive with it. But yeah, Ice Dragon Prison is still a really strong card. I think it'll continue to be this good card. It was a really good reprint out of the Megaton. So if you don't have it, pick it up. And then 3 Infinite Impermanences. Probably the most important trap card in the game right now. Literally every deck plays 3 that I've been looking at. Yeah, like if your opponent goes first, this is an Effect Veiler. And I'm pretty sure it's not limited to once per turn. Yeah, so this isn't even once per turn. So you can, if you open with 2 of these, you can block off 2 of your opponent's cards. In the case that you go first, you set this. You can blow off a whole column, basically. So if your opponent has an active continuous spell, or if they have a continuous trap, you can even use this to negate the effects of a spell or trap. So if your opponent like Monster Reborns and they have like a monster here, you have this set, you activate it, negate the monster Reborn gets negated too. At least that's my belief of it. Target 1 face. No. Discard set. For the rest of the turn, all other this can negate spell and trap cards too that are being activated, provided that there's a monster on the field in that column, and this card is face down. So we're gonna get into the extra deck now. So we're gonna start with the Link monsters. I play Link Karibo. Relinquished Anima, and Link Spiders as my Link 1s. This is to get Dark Magician off the field and kind of float him around where it's needed. Relinquished Anima, I don't really get to use that often. But there are some cases where your opponent gets a little reckless with where they're positioning, so they'll put them here in this lane or here in this lane, and then you're able to like link something to snag a monster real quick, and then just link off those into like a Predaplant. Speaking of which, Predaplant and Cross Sheep are my 2 Link 2s. Cross Sheep I'm testing for right now to like reuse stuff like Magician Souls, and in this case I could also reuse Disc Commander as well, because I think I took Disc Commander out initially. Yeah, I took Disc Commander out, but initially I was using Disc Commander. Cross Sheep is kind of a placeholder here because I'm trying to figure out a better card to play. I might even just play like IP Masquerena and Avermax again. But yeah, so whenever you fusion summon, because that's literally all I do in this deck, that's not link summoning, you can special summon a level 4 lower monster. So it'll give you like an extra material. That's really all it is for. My Link 3 monsters: Selene, Queen of the Master of Magicians, and Blacklist Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. Soldier of Chaos almost goes hand in hand with this deck. It was in my last version. It'll remain in this deck because of how easy it is to bring this guy out with his full effect. He has self-protection for using a level 7 or higher monsters. Material and Dark Magician just so happens to be level 7, so he just kind of hand in glove fit. Selene lets me link climb into Axis Code Talker, which is the next card here, which is another alternate boss monster slash finisher. Code Talker, you would target her, gain 3,000 attack, and then blow your opponent's stuff up and, you know, watch them squirm. Going into the extra deck, Dark Magician, no Dragonite. This protects your spells and traps from being targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Dark Cavalry, I can kind of use this a little more now because I am playing Destiny Heroes, so Magical Life Fusion lets me bring him out. Other than that, he's probably one of my main targets, along with like Relinquished Anima for Pot of Prosperity. I'm still playing 2 of the Dark Magicians. I love this card. Being able to bring out the Dark Magicians, kind of like the field card, is just amazing. So 2 Dragoons. Most people only play 1. I play 2 because I like being able to drop the second one and, you know, catch people off guard with it. And then seeing 2 Dragoons on the field, most of the time people just scoop. And then the last card of my extra deck is Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. This card is absolutely insane as a tempo control card because, for those that don't know, for every hero monster in your graveyard, I believe, yeah, your opponent's monsters lose 200 attack. So automatically it's going to be 400 because you're going to have 200 monsters from the monsters used to summon him. And then he can destroy 1 card you control and 1 card on the field as a quick effect. So it's a chainable effect. And then during the standby phase, you can special summon a hero monster, a Destiny hero monster, excuse me, from the graveyard, which is himself. So you have repeated destruction, right? And you can even use it to destroy your own cards if you want to. Like, he can destroy himself and destroy another card. I don't see why you would do that, but it's an option, is my point. So that's the deck. It's very, I've made it to be more oppressive and responsive to like my opponent's actions. Again, I want to apologize for how long it took to put out another video. Like I said, I've just been busy with a bunch of other stuff. If you guys have any suggestions for other videos, or maybe you guys want to see team fight tactics on the channel, please let me know. I want to thank you guys for watching. Until next time.